very first song ever sung wasn't, a big triumphant war cry or a chant for celebration?
Mm.
What if it was something much quieter, something offered in the dark maybe, just from one heartbeat to another?
That's a really profound idea, isn't it? That maybe before language, before complex rituals, the most basic human impulse was just to soothe.
To calm someone down.
Yeah, to connect. Simply connect.
And that's exactly the big question we're diving into today. This whole deep dive is about the humble lullaby. Seems simple, but it's ancient and surprisingly powerful.
It really is.
We'll be digging into where song might have even started, evolutionarily speaking, and some fascinating links, actually, between species and how they soothe with sound, plus the hard science, like how lullabies literally shape our brains, our bodies, and maybe why this old practice is, maybe more important than ever right now.
Okay.
Our mission really is to uncover the deep evolutionary roots, the cultural weight, and the scientific significance of these quiet little songs.
Right. Okay, so let's unpack that. There's this really compelling theory that lullabies might actually be the earliest form of intentional vocal expression.
Earlier than speech.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Long before structured speech, there was this core need, right, to comfort infants who were really vulnerable.
Yeah.
And that might have pushed us to develop these melodic sounds, almost like a survival tool.
Wow. So if it predated actual words, what was it conveying? How did that work?
Well, it wasn't about the words, not at first anyway. It was all about the emotion, the intent carried just in the tone, the rhythm.
The feeling.
Exactly. The hum comes before the story. And maybe even more amazing is that this kind of vocal soothing, it's not just us humans.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we see similar things across species. Rhythmic sounds, comforting behaviors.
So it's not just some charming human thing we do. It's deeper biological shared.
Absolutely. Like bonobo mothers, they use these soft chirps to calm their babies. Elephants rumble, really low frequencies, to soothe their calves if they're upset. Humpback whales even sing to their young, protective sort of sounds. It suggests this tonal soothing it's got deep evolutionary roots. It serves a real function.
That's fascinating. And for us, for humans, this instinct, it takes that specific form we call Motherese or parentese.
Right, that melodic, kind of high-pitched, rhythmic way. We just automatically talk to babies.
Yeah, everyone does it.
And it's in every language, every culture. Men do it. People who aren't even parents do it. It's instinctive.
And it's not just like cute baby talk, is it?
No, not at all. It's like a biologically tuned bonding mechanism.
Yeah.
It grabs their attention, makes them feel safe, and crucially, it actually helps them learn language.
Helps them learn language. How?
Well, studies show parentese improves how well infants recognize words by, get this, 20 to 40% in early development. That's huge.
20 to 40%, that's staggering. So it's like a language accelerator built right in.
Yeah.
Wow, and I heard something about robots too.
Yeah, that's right. Robots programmed with those parentese tones, they actually do a better job calming babies than robots with monotone voices.
Oh, way.
Just shows the sheer power of that melodic quality, human or not.
Okay, so if this primal hum, this parentese sound, really was the first song, how do we even know? I mean, how do we piece together what it sounded like or what it did for early humans? So much time has passed.
Yeah, it's definitely tricky. Most of those really ancient lullabies, they were just passed down orally, right? So they're lost to time, mostly.
Right.
But archaeologists have theories. They think they existed as these, functional oral tools way before written music.
Functional how?
Well, for survival, probably.
Oh.
Keeping babies quiet, especially. Think about needing to hide from predators. A quiet baby is a safer baby.
Ah, okay. A practical reason.
Definitely. But also bonding, social stability, helping emotional development, all that stuff.
And we have artifacts that kind of hint at this. I remember reading about clay rattles, things like that.
Exactly. Clay rattles, early noisemakers, from Mesopotamia, Neolithic Europe. We also find rocking cradles, these little mother baby sculptures. They give us clues about the context where lullabies might have fit in.
Context, right. But is there any, direct evidence, an actual ancient lullaby?
There is one, actually. It's amazing. A 4,000-year-old Mesopotamian clay tablet. Its museum number is BM 122691.
4,000 years old. What does it say?
It's a lullaby for a sick child. The translation is something like this. Little one who dwelled in darkness, now you've come and seen the sun.
Wow.
Why the crying? Why the worries? What has made your peace undone? You have roused the household spirits. You have scared the guardian gods.
So it's almost like a little story blaming the crying for waking things up.
Kind of, yeah. It goes on, who has roused me? Who has scared me? Little baby woke you up. May you settle into slumber, sweet as plum wine, deep as love.
Sweet as plum wine, deep as love. That's incredibly moving, hearing that across 4,000 years, that basic feeling, wanting to comfort a child. It's just the same.
Exactly. And that tells us something important. They weren't just about getting kids to sleep. They often felt like protective spells or prayers.
Protective.
Yeah, like in ancient Egypt, there were songs calling on the goddess Isis to protect kids from evil spirits.
Okay.
And you see similar ideas everywhere. Indigenous cultures use them as spiritual shields. Navajo cradle songs, for instance.
Yeah.
Yoruba lullabies in Africa mix prayer and melody.
Hmm.
Indigenous Australian songs reference the dream time, their creation stories. Inuit songs up north might describe wind and snow and spirits. Bedouin lullabies use desert metaphors. They're all weaving protection into the song.
So that protective feeling, it seems like a really common thread, even across totally different cultures and times. What kinds of things were they trying to protect against? Real dangers, spiritual ones.
Them both, I think. Fears of animals, the jackal will come, or maybe evil spirits, or just the harshness of the world, but always promising safety. Think about lines like, may the moon keep you safe till dawn, or maybe, I cover you with the wings of the night, or even, cry not, little one, the wind is your sister. The stars will keep your secrets safe. Things like that.
Beautiful. It's that universal desire to shield your child.
Exactly, that deep human need.
Okay, so moving from the really ancient world up to, well, more recent times and around the globe, it's fascinating how different lullabies sound, isn't it? The structure, the rhythm, the language, the whole feel can vary so much.
Oh, totally. The musical diversity is incredible, but that core emotional purpose is still there.
Like how? What are some examples?
Well, African lullabies, for instance, often very percussive, might be communal, not just the parents singing, lots of rhythmic repetition, sometimes call and response, maybe hand drums.
Okay.
Then you go to, say, Slavic lullabies, often very melodic, often in minor keys. It can sound quite melancholic sometimes. Really beautiful, though.
And what about Asia?
East Asian lullabies often have a really slow tempo, maybe sparse instrumentation, focusing on soft, consonant sounds. And sometimes the silence between the notes is just as important.
Interesting. And Latin America?
Oh, often really rich vocal ornamentation.
Mm-hmm.
And frequently blending, Catholic imagery, saints, angels, blessings with traditional folk rhythms. It's a real mix.
So beyond just getting the baby to sleep, these songs are doing a lot more cultural work.
Absolutely. They're like little cultural time capsules. They encode values, courage, faith, tradition, whatever's important to that culture. They pass on language, rhythm, and often they still serve as protective prayers, weaving in specific beliefs.
Like the Yoruba deities or the Catholic saints you mentioned, it's like planting cultural seeds.
That's a great way to put it, carrying centuries of wisdom in a simple tune.
But here's something interesting I read. A study about the northern Ashe people in Paraguay. Apparently they don't really have specific lullabies or infant-directed songs.
Yes, the Ashe exception. That's a fascinating counterpoint.
Right. Their songs are more about hunting or what's happening right now. So what does that mean? If it's not totally universal, is its power just cultural? Or is there still something biological going on?
That's a really good question.
Okay.
It suggests that while the ability to make soothing sounds might be innate, the specific form of a lullaby, that's probably culturally learned, passed down.
Okay. So it's learned behavior, but...
But the need for comfort, for connection, and the way our bodies respond to soothing sounds, that seems universal. The Ashe might fulfill that need differently, but the underlying biology is likely still there.
I see.
What's really key is that despite all the surface differences, the music, the words, the culture, every lullaby seems to express that core feeling. Protection, love, hope, maybe a bit of worry too. Even if you forget the words later in life, the melody, that feeling, it sticks with you. It's like love made audible.
Okay, we've traveled through time, across cultures, seen lullabies as this primal comfort, this cultural carrier. But let's talk about the science. What's actually happening, like, biologically, in the brain, in the body, when someone sings a lullaby?
Right. The science of soothing is pretty remarkable, actually. Infant brains are incredibly neuroplastic.
Meaning they change easily, adaptable.
Exactly. Super adaptable, constantly forming new connections, and they just soak up sensory input. Lullabies literally stimulate key brain areas. The auditory cortex, obviously for processing sound,
Sure.
but also the amygdala, which is deep in there dealing with emotions. And the hippocampus, crucial for memory.
So it's hitting all these important spots.
Yeah, and those melodic, repetitive patterns, they help map out neural pathways for recognizing sounds, linking sounds to feelings, even learning to predict patterns, which is fundamental for learning anything.
And we can see this happening, like with brain scans.
Studies using fMRI or EEG, which measure brain activity, they show increased activity in these areas when babies hear lullabies compared to, say, just regular speech.
So even before they understand a single word, the lullaby is building their brain's architecture, teaching them patterns, safety, comfort. That's amazing. And it's not just the brain, right? It affects the whole body.
Absolutely. It goes way deeper.
Yeah.
Lullabies can actually synchronize heart rates and breathing between the parent and the child.
Synchronize them. How?
It's called toe regulation. When a parent sings, usually their breathing slows down, becomes more regular, and the baby's nervous system starts to kind of sync up with that calmer rhythm.
Wow.
Plus, singing releases oxytocin, that's the love hormone or bonding hormone, and it reduces cortisol, the stress hormone. That happens in both the parent and the child.
That is genuinely powerful. I remember hearing about studies, I think in NICUs, neonatal intensive care.
Yes, those NCU studies are incredibly compelling.
Yeah.
Premature infants, who are obviously very fragile, when they're exposed to singing, even just gentle humming sometimes,
Yeah.
they show lower stress levels, they actually gain weight faster, their sleep improves, their breathing stabilizes, their brain activity looks better.
So it's not just nice, it's acting like a medical intervention.
In a way, yes. It's measurable. That simple hum sends a biological signal. You're safe. It's okay.
And does this benefit continue as kids get older, beyond just calming them down as babies?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Lullabies are fantastic for language development, actually.
We touched on that with parentese.
Right. By slowing down speech, exaggerating the melody, they help infants learn the rhythm of language, the basic sounds phones, and the importance of tone.
Okay.
Studies show babies who hear regular lullabies tend to have larger vocabularies by age 2. And better emotional recognition skills, too.
Makes sense. That repetition builds security.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what's also really interesting is that kids with certain developmental challenges, they often respond much better to instructions or information that's sung to them rather than just spoken.
Really? Why do you think that is?
Maybe the melody helps hold their attention or makes the information feel less demanding, more accessible emotionally. The predictability helps, too.
So it's shaping their whole development, cognitive, emotional, linguistic. But it's not just for the kids, right? Singing them must do something for the adults, too.
Oh, absolutely. That's a crucial point. Singing lullabies lowers stress markers in adults, too. Same mechanisms. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system. That's our rest and digest mode.
Calms you down.
Yeah, lowers blood pressure, eases anxiety. It's even used therapeutically. For grief, PTSD, dementia care, singing requires breath control, focus, repetition. It's inherently mindful.
I never thought of it that way.
And it can tap into deep memories, right? Remembering being sung to yourself. That creates this lovely intergenerational emotional connection. Plus, just practically, singing a gentle tune can help an adult fall asleep faster, too. Reduces that bedtime anxiety.
So it really is so much more than just music. It's medicine, it's memory, it's connection, all wrapped up in one.
Right.
But in our world now, so fast-paced, screens everywhere, it feels like we're kind of outsourcing this.
Yeah.
Handing it over to technology, white noise machines, sleep apps, playlists.
That's a really important point. There has been a big shift away from that live person-to-person singing.
Yeah.
And when we outsource that soothing, what gets lost? What are the consequences when those really intimate bonding rituals start to fade? It's a question worth asking.
Technology offers convenience, no doubt about it. Click a button, instant sound. But is there an emotional trade-off?
Well, the neuroscience seems to say yes. Live singing just has more positive effects than listening to a recording.
Why?
Because the live human voice carries so much more information. Subtle emotional nuances, the rhythm of the breath, the sheer presence of the person. A recording just can't replicate that fully.
That physical presence, the shared breath.
Exactly. And it's not about being a quote-unquote good singer. That's not the point at all.
Right. Your baby doesn't care if you're off-key.
Not one bit. It's about the connection, the presence, that biological tether between two nervous systems calming each other down, that authentic, imperfect human connection. That's the magic.
And we're also losing something else, aren't we? Lullabies as, generational storytelling.
Oh, definitely. They are oral history. They carry family stories, cultural values, hopes, fears, echoes of ancestors.
Yeah.
Think about specific traditions, like Jewish Yiddish lullabies full of history and longing, or West African cradle chants telling the story of a village, Native American songs passed down by elders.
You're passing on a whole legacy, sometimes without even realizing it.
Precisely. And the enduring message, Through all of it, despite all the differences in style or language,
Yeah.
it's always protection, love, longing, hope. Even when the specific words fade from memory, that melody, that feeling, it stays. It's this profound universal language of care.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, it
Mhm.
really leaves you thinking about the huge impact of lullabies, not just as music, but as, yeah, medicine, memory, connection. It makes you wonder, what are we actually losing when these ancient songs fade away in our busy, screen-filled lives?
It is a poignant thought, isn't it? Maybe the call to action is simpler than we think. Maybe it's just about returning to that oldest, simplest form of comfort.
Maybe. I'd encourage you, listening right now, maybe try it tonight. Hum a little tune you remember. Sing a lullaby you half know, or just make one up. Connect with that primal hum inside you.
And as you do, maybe think about this. What lullaby did your grandmother sing? Or your mother or father?
Yeah.
Who will sing it next?
Because sometimes the quietest songs are the ones we never ever forget.